This by far has to be one of the realest things that I have ever heard anyone say up to date about the Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Chris Rock altercation at the Oscars. Now, I never really gave my point of view on it. I kind of touched on it a little bit, but never did I really go into detail about it. And likely I never will make a detailed video about it because everybody else has covered it from every vantage point known to man. But listen to what my man Will.I.am has to say about it and let me know what you guys think.
Chris Rock is a comedian, an amazing one, and he says jokes for a living. That's what he does. And if we're in a society where we can no longer take a joke and we resort to violence, that's sad. And Will Smith is an amazing person, and I pray that he's able to stabilize his emotions, because if a joke brought him to violence, then he must be going through something. So I pray that he stabilizes his emotions and shines bright. And it hurts me on both sides. For Chris Rock, no one deserves to be slapped and humiliated in public. I'm afraid that we aren't going to be able to tolerate jokes when that shouldn't be the case. Chris Rock is a
Now, I want y'all to focus specifically on the phrase, the ability to stabilize your emotions. Now, we can go through the gauntlet of things that Will Smith has been called since the situation has come out, an emasculated man. I know that I probably mentioned that before myself, and then, all of the other people who are trying to get him canceled and all types of stuff. But, talking about it from the joking standpoint, the ability to take a joke, it's no longer available to us anymore, right? When a joke leads a man to violence, this is what happens, especially when you're a public figure. Now, as men, I've seen guys do far more with far less when somebody disrespects their woman. I've seen guys I haven't seen it personally, but guys have killed over guys who have said jokes or things about their woman that they found to be mean. So let's not just sit here and throw Will Smith under the bus as if he's the only person that's ever done it. Just so happens he's a more public figure. But back to the ideology behind the stabilization of emotions, gentlemen, we have to have that among us in any walk of life that we do, any walk of life that we are, or wherever we are in our lives at that particular moment, whether it be us in the United States, whether it be us abroad, we have got to learn to stabilize our emotions, because our emotions will be the ones that will get us in trouble. We are the types of guys that say women are more emotional, far more emotional than men are. And yes, I do believe that to be true from a more general standpoint, but let us not act as if guys don't have the same tendencies to get emotional as well. I mean, and to keep it a buck with y'all, to keep it real with y'all, man, if you've held something in for so long, and it just got to a boiling point, chances are none of us would know how we would react in that situation. I would hope, like I said, that you wouldn't resort to violence in any capacity, but who are we to say that, a man wouldn't do something of the something like that if somebody felt as though their woman was disrespected, even if they are comedians and they are telling jokes, right? But everybody knows, man, if you go to a comedy club or something like that, man, and you sit in the front row, you are subject to, I don't want to say ridicule, but you're subject to be joked on, right? So you just got to be able to take it like a champ if you show up to places like that. These award shows where it's a public spectacle of sorts, Oscars, where, comedians come up there and they get on people. It didn't have to just be Will and Jada at the moment. They just so happen to be front and center. I don't know why you would choose those seats if you could sit somewhere in the back. I don't know why you would be in the front, but that's neither here nor there, especially going through everything that they went through, right? But Will Smith put himself front and center. He felt as though, nobody had the right to talk about his situation. And it got a little out of hand, man. And it sucks because guess what? The man did not stabilize his emotions. Like I said, Will.I.am said the most profound thing about the entire situation thus far. Didn't ridicule anybody. It was unfortunate that, of course, Chris Rock had to be humiliated as a result because, we don't talk more about how humiliated Chris Rock must be as opposed to the apology and all the extra things that came as a result of, the slap heard around the world, right? But I do want us to make sure that us as men, regardless of where we are, we have to learn to stabilize our emotions, mainly because things far worse could happen if you were to slap a man in public, right? Because no man is just gonna take that. No different than we talk about Filipino men and the ideology behind saving face. If you embarrass them in front of their friends or embarrass them in public, their retaliation has to be natural. Like it's automatic because they're not going to sit there and take the embarrassment in front of their friends or their peers or their colleagues. That's just the way that it is. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think about this particular video. I thought it was awesome. I thought that it touched on probably something that, you know, it touched on it from a more articulate perspective in the ideology behind stabilization of emotions, humiliation, and, it didn't put anybody down. It wasn't a negative shot at anybody like you see some people taking Will's side or some people taking Chris Rock's side. It wasn't none of that. It was a man with an opinion that I thought was definitely profound. So comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. Been a good doc, man. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc is out. Peace.